keeps transitioning to the wrong screen when I press my transitions tab. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're back.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we're listen, the fact that we have transition screens now in the
Hey,
future.
yeah, you're right. You're
This is
right.
future Great
We've
North.
upgraded.
I mean,
Look at where we were
we're
a
a
couple
long way.
months ago. I got fucking intro music going now. I got hot bar,
We're
hotkeys.
It's a bop. It's a bop too. Intro music,
Bop.
chef's kiss.
Shut up, Bird,
Welcome
baby.
welcome to Great North Sports. It's Dubs. I'm Armchair. We got so much March Madness to talk
I'm
about,
officially on
which is always
vacation. I took
is
vacation
a
for March Madness this year.
is a great time for most hoops fans, even for your non-hoop. Like I'm not a basketball guy, but I go all in for March Madness. I love March Madness. I will toss on the tourney. I'm looking for the upsets. I love every single one of them.
I consider it a
I
national
am
holiday, and it's my favorite one of the year.
I root for underdogs for the most part. Although this year, my bracket, LOL.
Chalk.
You want to guess where I'm going? I'll tell you what. I'll give you a guess, and I'll give you one hint where I'm going. We're gonna get
For your
there
champion?
for my champion. We're gonna get there, but I just want to kind of tease it out. It's not UNC.
Is it Houston?
It's not Duke. It's not Houston. It's not a one.
Yeah, mine is a one, unfortunately, but I'm so
Not a one.
confident in it.
I think Houston is done in the second round, but that's fine.
I think Houston's better than that. I'm also hyped. Me and Toothy in the chat, we're gonna be watching every game, every bit of every
Love that.
game. I printed out a set of drinking rules for said game,
We'll get
laminated.
we'll get
We'll get there.
we'll get to those. Yeah. Let's start off a little bit. First of all, um, NFL free agency still going on. It's another day. Another Aaron Rodgers didn't sign with anybody, but apparently the prophecy is dead.
Dead.
He's not going to the
Dead.
Vikings. Tom
Unfortunately.
Pelissero, not happy. The Vikings were like, nah. I heard the best burn, and I forget who said it earlier today, but it was said. Someone said it's almost as if the Vikings watched the tape from last year before deciding to sign Aaron Rodgers and said no thanks, and it's probably fair.
Still don't exactly
So
know what the Vikings are going to do at quarterback. If you're just comfortable rolling with
it's
JJ,
JJ.
I'm not comfortable with that.
It's a bad idea, but they're going to do it.
We talked about them being one of the winners in free agency last week, and I don't know anymore. I'm coming back on it a little bit because having no option at quarterback outside of a guy who we weren't really sure was going to be ready, who's now coming off a year of sitting.
Yeah,
And
I know.
I know we saw those videos during the game where like he's got no headset on, no,
No,
like he's just hanging out.
he's just having a time, just being a rook.
Sam Darnold walks out the door. You pass on Aaron Rodgers. LOL. But
I mean, I get the passing on Rodgers, but
yeah.
you got no backup plan.
But you,
I noticed this.
why go
There's a
spend all this? I mean, I get it. You got to beef it up for your rookie quarterback. You don't really know what he's going to be yet. But all the spending on defense, like the team is clearly ready made. You saw it with Sam Darnold last year.
you did, you did.
If it
I
weren't
don't
for a couple
disagree.
bad Sam Darnold games at the end there, we could be talking about a completely different outcome of the whole season.
Yeah. We're not going to spend too much time on the NFL this week, which is a rarity for us. We are football guys,
Texans
and
stole Cam
we love
Robinson.
that. But listen, we need to get after this. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention Habs are in a playoff spot, baby. Let's
Shout out
go.
Habs. Hockey's dead to me. I'm gonna use
Lane Lane train, baby. Lane train all
I'm
day.
gonna use this sheet of paper and 4 days of March Madness to forget about hockey because God, it's awful. I am having
Hudson,
fun with the Pasternak and friends.
yeah. Hudson has been a good time
Lane Hudson's
for us.
leaving. Slavkovsky's so
Montreal
good.
is Montreal's back in. The biggest news of the day, of course, is that Bettman is not sold on All-Star games anymore.
Nope.
No. What a shock. What an absolute shock that is.
He said a lot today.
Like, can you believe it? Yeah, he did.
The Four
He also
Nations.
said, "Don't try to force me out."
Yeah, right. I mean, we would like you to go, but
Yeah.
if you're gonna usher out the All Star game and find a way to get us more Four Nations, I'm down for it. I need best on best hockey
Give me best on best.
as
Yeah,
often
I don't
as
care if it's
possible.
I don't care if it's 4 nations. I don't care if
Nope.
it's 6 or 8 nations. Even just give me
Give
like
me
two
something.
weeks of like. Give me a week and a half of that. Like that was electric, and I know that Canada US will always provide fireworks on the ice. I also know that like Sweden Finland will provide fireworks on the ice. There's a lot of animosity between Canada Russia and Russia US. There's a lot of like let's get them all involved. Let's bring the whole gang
Apparently they're
back together.
talking NHL KHL now.
Yeah. Let's get the whole gang back together, and we'll have some
Oasis.
best on bestage. And we'll have a reunion tour, and it'll be phenomenal. No more All Star Game. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it.
All Star
And
Game needs
F1
to go,
started.
and we got to figure out any possible way to get more of that. F1 started,
100%.
yeah. F1 was.
How do you feel about race one?
You pretty much called it how race one was gonna go.
Told you exactly how race one
Yeah,
was gonna go.
you cashed pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um, Lando and Max were like 10 seconds ahead of everybody else, which is kind of to be expected. Uh,
Oscar was right there. He just blew it in the last couple of laps.
right.
That's it.
He ran really well. McLaren is clearly the top team right
That's
now.
a rocket ship, man.
Yeah, it really is. It was always the safety car. 6 DNFs with all those rookies on the track, which, by the way, we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about Antonelli having the most weight on him this year as far as
Crushed it.
rookies go. He crushed it.
Great
Fourth
debut.
place, fantastic debut. Could not have gone better. If you're Mercedes, you're feeling pretty happy, especially watching Lewis and Leclerc struggle with Ferrari strategist, which is a never-ending battle. Death, taxes, Ferrari strategy.
Did you see the bro? Just press K1. Just one
Yeah.
time, bro. I promise, bro. Bro, just press it.
Bro, just press it.
Just press the K1, man. Just do it one time for me.
Charles has
Uh,
fucking water all over his seat.
So, do you like? Did he not remember that it was raining, or was it like the bladder that broke in his thing? But like, I don't know what happened.
I
But
don't. Hilarious.
I think it might be the water.
Yeah.
Put that in the words of wisdom. He says. China's up next this weekend. I think it's this weekend.
I thought it was next,
So
but I could be wrong.
you might be right. Nah, you might be right. I don't remember. These races, the first few races are always hard because for us, they're on like the worst time of day.
I just happened
It's
to
like
still be awake.
qualifying
Saturday
starts at
night.
midnight.
Yeah, I was.
Like, you're like, what?
I had the TV on in the background playing video games right here, and I was all of a sudden I was like, oh, the F1 race just started. Like, what
Yeah,
fucking time is it?
It's real time.
Yeah.
It is that is actually happening right now. So, solid F1 debut. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a fun season. I think Max is gonna compete. I think Lando's gonna compete. I think Oscar's gonna be in it. Mercedes looked like they were competent enough to George with another accidental podium. Hey, like
Didn't mean to.
he just he just goes about like that guy is on his daily commute. He isn't fighting anybody. He isn't doing anything. He's like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr," and then he ends up. He's like, "Oh, P3. Who would have thunk it?"
Max didn't call me a dickhead today. It was a good day. It was a good
Good day.
race.
It's a good day. All right. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we get to what we're really here for today?
I'm
I
so
think we're-
excited, armchair.
I think we're good. Let's.
Did we talk about the MLB overlay hats last week?
No,
And how much of
we
a
didn't.
fucking disaster that was? Because I would like to talk about that too.
Let's talk about it.
So
Let's talk about it.
MLB release, which we remember the whole jersey issue with Fanatics last year and everything, like how much of an absolute disaster that whole saga was. Well, MLB
Yes.
just can't get it right. Their shop once again, they had to pull a bunch of hats that they just released because they were
Inappropriate.
unfortunate to say the least. They had it was the name of the team, like the word like Angels written out, and then they had the logo over the top of it. So
Mm-hmm.
some of them worked, not many of them worked.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah,
I thought they
yeah.
all looked ugly. I mean,
Yeah.
probably
You know
find
where
them
that
pretty
doesn't
ugly.
work? That doesn't work in Texas.
No, it doesn't. So if you have the T and the E in Texas and the A and the S, you put a T for the Texas Rangers in the middle of it. That says Titas.
That's
Not great.
it's the
Angels.
It's the breasticles.
The Angels were also horrific. Actually, I could probably share this
Is
window.
it the NLAs?
Yeah, the Los
Not
Angeles
great.
Anals.
It's not great. The Tatas was particularly bad. That was not
Particularly.
great.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
not great.
I have as you're getting that
Titas,
ready.
the Astros said asshos.
Yeah, that's not.
Assholes. Uh,
Yeah.
it's Boban. I
Whoever
like the
thought of
Red
this?
Sox was Boban. Like I'm sure that could be fun for a Marjanovic fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's good for
One
one
guy,
very
large,
specific fan.
niche to say the least.
Yeah, it is very niched out.
Whoever did that needs to
ML,
get fired. They got pulled instantly. But what I hope is that in like 10 years, I'll see somebody wearing a Boban Red Sox hat. I'll be like, oh shit, he got in
he
early.
got
He
one.
got one.
He got one. He got one. Amazing. Um, I don't want to talk about the Tokyo series this week. We could probably talk about that in the newsletter
It's pain.
on Friday because Dodgers are good
There's
already,
no
and
Freeman or no Mookie, and they already look unstoppable.
they already
Hiroki
look
Sasaki
completely
had
unstoppable.
5 walks, and he walked in a run, and they were still up like 6-1.
They still crushed them. Otani's hitting dingers overseas. It's just all bad. It's all bad news for anybody that's not a Dodgers
They
fan.
had a promotion on
But that's
DraftKings yesterday that was like Otani to get Otani or somebody else. I didn't even care. It was like Otani to
yeah.
get an RBI plus 100. It's like, how much can I put on that? Can I put anything on that?
That's a hammer. Um, March Madness is a great time of year
It's the best time of year.
because super fans, bracketologists, and lay people like myself who don't watch any college hoops have
I just
zero.
got the
The
hats up, by
oh,
the way. Sorry. It took me a
oh,
second.
that's phenomenal.
I'll
Put them up.
scroll
Put
through
them
them.
up. Yeah, yeah. We gotta scroll through these. You gotta see these hats because
Titas
they're
Rangers, not great.
they're
Houston
impressive.
Asshos, not great.
Yeah.
The Mazers, Seattle Mazers. Anything like
There's the
half of these
Boban.
logos have the letters in there. The Angels is incredibly unfortunate. Like if that E wasn't just poking up over the back like a character you haven't unlocked yet, that would have
Yeah.
like the. I'm shocked this one didn't get as much coverage as the Rangers. There's my Boban
Well,
hat.
that's because the Boban's good.
The Washington Narwhals. That one
It's
was
just
fun.
awful.
It's horrible. Who would have designed those? They don't look good to
It's a
begin
bad.
with. The only one that worked out of any of them was the Chicago Cubs because the C in the Cubs was small enough that it just fit where the C was supposed to go. Other than that,
Those
it
are
was an
ugly.
atrocity.
They're ugly. All right.
March
Let's get
Madness.
into let's get into March Madness because that's what's important.
Yes.
Are you do you have a team? Do you have a team that you like? You rep
So I used to
college
be a really
wise?
big Kentucky fan. I was a Calipari guy. I used to watch every
Hmm.
game with one of my friends up until 2017 maybe. And after that, I haven't really invested back in, and then Cal is no longer at Kentucky, so I'm kind of a free agent. Just teams I like.
Uh,
I've always liked UConn. I've always liked Florida.
UConn. Up here, obviously, less give a shit about any college teams. I don't go to any of these schools. I did 2 years ago. 2 years ago, put out on X who should be my college hoops team, and the only team that offered me bribes was Butler. So I hilariously
Brad
support
Stevens.
Butler men's basketball.
I'll always
Um,
have love for Butler strictly because that's where we got Brad Stevens, and he's done so
uh,
much for me.
it's always a fun story for me when people are like, "Who's your basketball team?" And I'm like, "Butler," and they're like, "Oh." And then can't figure out why
They
or
bought
how
me.
that happened. Just like, go on. They literally bought me. So I'm also open to. I'll sell again. I have no problem. You want to send me some
Butler
swag?
hasn't made a
I'll be.
payment in a minute.
You
That's
watch how
lapsed.
fast I become a Texas. I'm looking at you. You want me to be a Longhorns fan? Buy me. I'm here.
He's already
In
got the burnt orange in the back with the Nash
and
jersey.
look, give me. Welcome. Let's go for it. You
McConaughey.
watch. I could do whatever we got to do. So I don't
Start
really
having
watch a
you
ton of.
remake Matthew McConaughey scenes wearing all Texas
Yes.
gear, like outrageous
Yeah,
face
we're
paint
just
and
just
everything.
yeah, fully in. Um, I don't watch college hoops to the level that a lot of people do. But what I will say is that I notoriously have better brackets than many of my friends, including people who are excellent at college hoop watching and picking. So
Shout out
tonight
Marco
we thought it would be
Bucks.
fun. We thought it would be super fun if we could go through the bracket. We're going to argue about which teams we like, which is always fun. I once did an argument about why Arkansas was going to win a championship because they have the best barbecue compared to other teams. They had a great stadium food.
It's a fun way to
They
do it
do.
too.
That was great.
Arguing basketball, like who's gonna win, strictly off of everything but basketball.
Yeah, it's non-basketball related victories. So we're going to go through the brackets. We might as well start right in the South, where we've got it. You want to pull up our bracketito, and we're going to start filling this out. I don't know how much we're going to disagree on this, but I have my own bracket that I'm going to fill out here. We're going to fill out one as a group. We can have chat break some ties, which means that Toothy's probably going to be breaking some ties.
Yeah, I never hear from the people on Twitter. They're just ghost watching.
We appreciate you though.
Yeah, we do. Um,
Dubs is trying to share his screen.
yeah, I am. I don't know. I literally oh, there we go. We're up. Perfect. Beautiful. I was about to lose my mind. I was like, I tested this 8 times before I got on here to make sure I could do this. I can do it. So
Make sure
I'm
you
gonna
can do
I'm
it.
gonna poke my head out on the right side here, so you can
Yep.
see me. I need to pull
And I'm hanging out
my
hanging out
notes
on the
up,
other side here. Just
and
don't
we're
put them on
dueling.
screen.
So yeah, no, they're not. So we are golden.
All
Right now,
right.
we're going to start in the South. We've got number 1 seed Auburn
Yeah.
taking on 16 Alabama State. This one is like most 1 seeds versus the 16. Think pretty
This
much
should be a
chalk.
given, right? This
Yeah.
should be a
Auburn and
freebie.
Duke have the shortest odds to win the title right now. Last time I looked, Auburn was like plus 280, I think. There's a bet I saw come up on DraftKings a couple weeks ago that was Duke and Auburn versus the field. And that was before all the conference tournaments and the flag injury and stuff. And it was minus 155, somewhere in that ballpark. Like,
Oh,
Auburn and Duke are very much chalk this year. I think this one's easy. I'm going Auburn. As much as
yeah,
I
this
love
is
the
all.
16v1, I still remember the UMBC versus Virginia. That game will live in my brain forever. It was an electric factory the entire way through. The other
But
16 versus 1, I missed, and I had the 1 seed on the spread as the last leg in a parlay while I was at a concert. So fuck
Brutal.
that one. But I will remember the UMBC one fondly. Next up here, we got Louisville versus Creighton. 8-9s are always tough. I think this one is the toughest in the tournament for me personally to pick. I wasn't very high on Louisville, but they should not be an 8 seed. That's crazy.
No.
They were. We can pull up their preview here to look. 27-7 in the SEC. One of the better teams in the SEC. Creighton got taken to the brink by Drexel a couple nights ago in the conference tournament in OT. This is what we got for betting lines. Creighton plus 125 right now. Louisville minus 145, so barely favored. Kalkbrenner and Ashworth get the job done for Creighton. Really good defensive team, but I don't know. I personally lean Louisville.
I was Louisville in this one. This 8-9 to me wasn't that complicated. The SEC is better competition than most of the other divisions
Love
at
it.
this point.
So we're Louisville there. Next up, this one I'm very divided on, and I've gone several different ways on it in my own brackets. Michigan is a team that they have 2 7-footers. They run a whole lot of pick and roll and a slow tempo. They don't shoot very well from the arc, and they turn the ball over a ton. However, recent memory, in this last conference tournament that they just won, Big Ten champions, they were fantastic from 3 and didn't turn the ball over. So if that's the Michigan that we're going to get as a 5 seed, I have a bracket where they make the Elite 8. I also have a couple brackets where they're out to UC San Diego, who are an absolute nightmare matchup for them. They like to run and gun. They force a lot of turnovers, and if they can get some foul trouble on those bigs or just keep them moving in transition, it could be a real tough game for Michigan. So I think they go on a run if they win this one, but they got to get by this one.
I'm on the 12 here. I'm on UC San
I'm
Diego.
cool with that because this is one of the more popular upset picks so far that I've seen.
I don't hate Michigan at all. I think that they have a chance to go through here. But if you're looking at where they rank, I think UC San Diego is probably slightly better than a 12, and I think Michigan's not quite
I
a
believe
true
they have
5.
the longest winning streak in the tournament right now too.
Yeah, so I'm
Plus
going UC San
125
Diego here.
on the money
Yeah.
line. When you're
Yeah.
looking at these teams, Michigan and UC San Diego, you wouldn't expect it to be that close betting odds. So,
Nope.
if when in doubt, listen to Vegas.
This is 12-5 is usually an upset special waiting to happen. 12-5 is there, and your 7-10s happen, your 3-14s happen, but 12-5 is like that's primo upset space. We move on to A&M and Yale.
A&M. So A&M is tricky. They have a lot of good wins over good opponents. Wade Taylor's obviously fantastic. Zerk Phillips is great. They have a good amount of depth compared to some other teams. But when they're bad, they're really bad. And that game they played against Texas that went to double overtime, I feel like they got exposed a lot. Texas, obviously, in a down year, they still could make the tournament. I think they're playing Xavier right now. I don't know what the score is of that game right now, but I don't know. I think they can get by Yale, but I don't know how far they can go. Yale's also they were here last year too. Like Poulikitis was disgusting in their tournament game last year.
Hear me out. So Yale's conference record 13-1.
Yep.
I get it. It's the Ivies. It's not like you're not playing like the creme de la creme. Their overall record is 22-7.
Yep.
They've only played a top 25 once and they lost. They're not great defensively and they don't score a ton, but or they score a ton, but they don't play great defensively. Defensively, they're kind of the same as A&M.
A&M
22.
They beat 7 ranked opponents. They only have like 22 wins, but 7 of them were against ranked teams.
I really want to call an upset here, but I think it's A&M.
I do too.
All right, we go in A&M there. Brings us to Mississippi and University of
Can we
North
talk about
Carolina.
the UNC West Virginia thing?
You want to?
So UNC was, I said in our Discord before Selection Sunday, I think they should get in. I do not think they should have been in over West Virginia. The fact that's what it came down to is kind of crazy to me. They clearly should have been in over San Diego State. Like they beat them by almost 30 last night. The fact West Virginia is not in this tournament is a crime. And they were doing like remember when LeBron was leaving Cleveland and they had all those people come out and like, please, like, why would you do this to Cleveland? Like, Cleveland loves you. We need you. We grow together. You're from here. Like, that was what the West Virginia people were doing this week in the media. They had the mayor out there, like, begging and pleading, calling the NCAA corrupt. Like,
I mean, the NCAA is corrupt, but
they are.
not this time.
Not this time. But
I don't know if this is it.
I think UNC should be in the tournament. I know they've gotten a lot of flack. I think they beat Ole Miss here. I think San Diego State would have beat Ole Miss. I think they're one of the worst teams in the SEC. They're a fraud of a 6 seed. They're a good team. Chris Beard's a good coach. He's 5-0 in the first round of March Madness in his career. I think that comes to an end here.
We're going Tar Heels.
Yep. And if UNC can get out and run on that team,
I know it's over.
This one, Iowa State Lipscomb. It's Iowa State. They returned 4 or 5 starters. I know they haven't played well the second half of the season, but it missed me with that. They're a much better team.
That one we don't need to talk about. We do need to talk about this next one because this is the Achilles heel of every single college basketball fan ever. Marquette and New Mexico. What do you do with Marquette here?
Fade. I'm done with them. I said this, and I'm out. If If I bet on Marquette, they lose. If I fade Marquette, they win. If I place a bet on them, they're getting dogged in the first half, and I cash out. They come back from 20 down and win. I
We're
hate
going New
Marquette. I'm
Mexico.
out. I'm going New Mexico.
We'll take the L. We'll just take
Their
the L if
guard's
they
one of the
win.
best in the league, or in the nation. Donovan Dent, 20 points per game, 6.5 assists.
Yeah.
Guards
Uh,
guards play in March.
yeah, they do. Michigan State and Bryant is our final in the South. What do you
Tom
got?
Izzo in March. Can't go against Tom Izzo in March. Not in the first round against Bryant.
Michigan State is pretty not against Bryant. Not against Bryant. We'll get to Michigan State losing eventually, I think, but not against Bryant.
I played with somebody who was supposed to go to Bryant or did go to, I don't know, but they were got a scholarship to Bryant, and if I'm playing with you, we're not beating Michigan State, brother.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's move on to the West. We open up with Florida versus Norfolk State. That's Florida pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, so Florida is my pick to go all the way in one of my
All the way?
personal brackets. Yes, I think they're fantastic. Walter Clayton is lights out from the three. They're top 10 in offensive rating and defensive rating. They can get pesky on defense. I like Florida a lot. Also, they redshirted that 7'9" guy. If you can redshirt somebody who's 7'9", you're probably a pretty good team.
Yeah, you are. Florida is our consensus there. Connecticut and Oklahoma. I assume you're going UConn here, but Oklahoma's pesky.
It's not easy. I am going UConn. I don't think this is going to be an easy game for them. I think they've taken a massive step back, especially defensively, from their
Yep.
past two championship seasons. They can be had. The fact they're an 8 seed and like Florida UConn in the second round is about as good as it can get for a second round
I
matchup.
don't disagree. I am all over Memphis versus Colorado State. I don't think it's all that crazy. Are you going to try to convince me otherwise?
You
It's a
want
medium.
Memphis?
I want
Oh,
Memphis.
I'm all over Colorado State.
All right.
They're one of my Cinderellas right now. They're on a 10-game winning streak. Neat Clifford, 19 points per game, 10 rebounds. He's a legit NBA prospect. 4.5 assists too for the big man. Like that's NBA talent right there. You need a star to really carry you through March. Look at South Carolina last year. They wouldn't have been anything without DJ Burns, but that guy was playing out of his fucking mind and carried them all the way through.
All right. We need a chat tiebreaker for that one.
Colorado
Memphis,
State.
Colorado
I'm
State.
very excited for them. I think they can do some damage in March here.
We'll move on to Maryland and Grand Canyon. While chat decides which of the two we're going with. Who are you going with, Maryland or Grand Canyon?
So I'm gonna go with Maryland. I had Grand Canyon in an upset last year in the tournament. They almost pulled it off. Almost. It came down to the wire. They returned their best player from that game, Tyon Grant Foster, 14.5 points per game this year. The problem with Grand Canyon is they're really small, and that's where Maryland has kind of hung their hat this season. Derek Queen is lottery prospect, and I really don't think they have an answer for that guy. I'm gonna go Maryland.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have them going really deep in the tournament too, so it's Big Ten's really good.
I'll go Maryland here.
A lot
I
of
will
teams.
concede your Colorado State upset over Memphis, but I'm not happy about it. But I'll do it.
Well, you'll be happy when you bet it. We make some money.
Mizzou and Drake.
Actually, I think they're favored right now. They are
Yeah, they
minus
are.
130.
Yep.
Missouri and Drake. This is another one of my favorite upsets in this tournament. I think Drake is a really good team. The fact they're 220 on the money line at 30-3 this season, one of the most efficient teams. They have a really slow pace. I think people forget how bad Missouri was last year. Did they not win a game in conference play? Or one? They were horrific.
awful.
They were awful last year, and great story. They turned it around. I think Drake is One of
I'm
the
with you on
more
Drake, and
popular upset picks.
I was gonna say, if you look at the percentage picked, Drake is almost 50-50 with
70.
Missouri.
I have this tweet pulled up now. 79% of the money on Drake plus 6.5.
Wow,
So
there you
that's
go.
I can tell you where people are leaning. Next up, Texas Tech versus UNC Wilmington. Texas Tech is one of my favorite teams in the tournament. I think they're really fucking good. They returned a lot of people from last year. They're really deep. JT Toppin and Darian Williams are fantastic. UNC Wilmington has no answer for them.
It's Texas Tech.
It's going to be
That's an
tough
easy
being
one.
UNC Wilmington. I feel like you make the tournament like every other year and you just draw one of these juggernauts in the first round every time.
This is my favorite matchup of the first round because it's Kansas versus Arkansas, which is the second best Kansas. I love making that joke. Arkansas versus Kansas. You get the Razorbacks. You got the Jayhawks. Where are you sitting?
I really want to have the Razorbacks. I'm a Cal guy. But I think it's Kansas. Arkansas doesn't have the size to compete with Hunter Dickinson.
I will
I talked on
see.
Mark's show on Saturday on the radio, and we both agree. I think Dickinson is super overrated. I see him do a lot of dumb shit on the court. But this is one of those games where he's just going to dominate because he's bigger than everybody.
I don't disagree. Kansas is the pick. St. John's.
Best
We just
defense in college basketball, and it's not close.
we don't have to talk long about that one.
Nope.
That should be an easy
RJ Lewis, one of the
victory for
best
the two.
players in the tournament. I don't care if they shoot a single three. I think they win.
The East. We've got the injured Cooper Flags.
Fighting Cooper Flags.
Yeah. Duke should get through this first.
Don't forget
game.
about Con Knipple. He was fantastic.
Yes.
He's
He
been good without him.
gets no love. Gets absolutely no
Absolutely
love,
no
and
love.
has been pretty good.
Duke's
Duke
the only
wins this
team
game.
that's top 5 in offensive and defensive rating.
Yeah. So they're the pick easy there. I think if you're fading Duke in round one, that's risky. I think it's okay to fade them a little bit later, but fading in round one is
I'll
that's a
pretty much
choice.
listen the rest of the way, but they're not in the first
Yeah.
round.
No, I don't disagree. Baylor and Mississippi State.
See a lot of people on Mississippi State. I don't really know why.
I'm on Baylor.
I've
I've been on
Baylor
Baylor.
pretty heavily. Big 12 play and SEC play, maybe that's where people are getting confused. But Norchad Omier was absolutely unstoppable in the conference tournament. VJ Edgecombe is one of the best freshmen in the country, one of the best prospects for the NBA.
Baylor's a
I
perennial.
feel like this one's easy. And
Baylor
I've
is
seen a lot
not a
of people
round one
flopping on it.
exit often. I don't understand why. Oregon and Liberty.
There's another one that people are calling upsets on. Liberty, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. They can absolutely light it up. Oregon, just another well-coached Oregon team. It's the same type of Oregon team we've seen the last 5-7 years that they put out in the tournament every year. The issue that I can see with Oregon is they only have one real rim protector. That's Nate Biddle. And if Liberty can get him into foul trouble or keep the pace really going, I could see something swinging their way. But they have to shoot the lights out.
We're going Oregon here.
Yeah, I'm leaning Oregon.
Let's go Oregon. Arizona.
Don't get me wrong, though. This could be like the Oakland-Kentucky game.
Of course it could.
Where all of a sudden
course.
Liberty hits 5 threes and you're like, Oregon's not coming back. Like,
No, it's done. It's over. Arizona over Akron. I think Arizona should.
No problem. This is going to be one of those 20-point first-round games. Caleb Love's also built for March.
Yes. BYU versus VC.
I think this is one of the best first-round matchups. I think this game is going to be an electric factory. VCU, one of the best defensive teams in the country. BYU's returning a lot of guys. Richie Saunders is a really good player. He's going to be a first-round pick in the NBA this year. I'm leaning VCU. I have them picked in more of my brackets than BYU, but I could honestly flop either way on them.
I'll take VCU here.
Let's do it.
I have no problem with that.
I like the Rams.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, number 3 seed versus number 14, Montana. Badgers are really good this year. They have a lot of experience. Good on both sides of the ball. They shoot above 35% as a team from deep. One of the best free throw shooting teams in the country, which is obviously incredibly important when it comes to March. And you have those 1-and-1s in college, not just shooting 2 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Wisconsin. I think they could have a pretty deep run, to be honest.
I think Wisconsin's the call here. St. Mary's and Vanderbilt, another classic 7-10.
I apparently already clicked St. Mary's.
Whoa. Breaking news.
Whoa.
You ready for this?
Yeah, what do we got?
New England Patriots have signed Stephon Diggs.
Whoa.
No, he's visiting the Patriots.
Oh, shit. Armchair.
He's coming.
You can't get me going like that, dude.
I got shafted. Anyway, he's visiting the Patriots.
It's better than getting sent out.
Yes, it is way better than getting sent out. Hold on, I got the score notification.
Oh, yeah, he's meeting with 29 minutes ago, Jad Graff meeting with the Patriots.
All right, let's sign him and be done with it. Give me a wide receiver, baby. They got the money to spend on him. They'll do it. All right, maybe I'm just preemptive. Maybe I scooped it and he's actually signing. I'm just ahead of the curve.
If
We're
he
gonna look real
tonight,
good.
Yeah, you'll look great.
I'll look great. If he doesn't, I'll look like an idiot. All right. St. Mary's, Vandy.
I lead St. Mary's. They're a really good coach team. Augustus Marcialonis has got back-to-back player of the years in that conference.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's good, but they're just, I don't know. They're another one of those teams that got in because they're in the SEC.
I'll take St. Mary's here, and then Alabama is my pick over Robert Morris.
They might score 100.
Alabama is my championship pick.
Really?
Going on a run.
The team that lost to Florida twice in the last 2 weeks?
Going on a run. Roll Tide.
Yeah, they get rolled. They sure do.
I don't know if they're going to get rolled. I don't know if they're going to get rolled, but they won't have to worry about a significant matchup. The way that their bracket
90
lays out.
Like past the first round, they're going to have to score 90.
But they can. They don't face a significant round until the round of 16.
Yeah, you're right. They'll beat St. Mary's.
Like St. Mary's they would beat, and then they'd have to play Wisconsin, and then whoever comes out of that, Arizona, Oregon, Duke, Baylor, which will probably be Duke. The Alabama Duke,
they lose to Duke.
We'll see. I think Duke is a little hindered right now. All right, let's do the Midwest.
I think Bama
so
is semi-fraudulent.
That's fine. You can think that. I'm just telling you they're my champion.
It's
not for this bracket. It's my
also,
bracket.
I understand that they do the brackets on like where the games are being played, but can we just lose the location? Like seeing West and then Florida as the 1 seed just feels wrong in my brain.
Yes, it does. Houston.
I think they name it after players, college legends.
I'm fine with that.
McDermott bracket. The Jimmer bracket.
Let's get Jimmer for that bracket. Absolutely.
It's all white.
The Christian Leitner.
Yeah.
The Christian Leitner. You make all the Duke and UNC both have to play in that one.
Yeah, every time. They have to. They even if they could have no wins on the season, they get in as a 16.
Yeah. Houston wins round 1. Over. Yeah. Georgia and Gonzaga. Where are you going here? Because this is another.
So this is sort of like the Louisville one in the other bracket, where I just think Gonzaga, like, you're getting them as an 8 seed. Really? I'm taking that all day. Gonzaga, obviously, they're having a down year in comparison to what they normally do, but they returned to their front court from last year. They super efficient. They free throw percentage is among the best in the country. Scoring margin is up there. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Georgia is a football school. It will continue to be so. Is Anthony Edwards suiting up for the Georgia Bulldogs?
Not this time.
Then I'm good.
Clemson over McNeese.
I didn't even realize I put together it's a Bulldog battle.
It is a Bulldog battle.
McNeese is fun because they've got that foreign exchange student from the School of Hard Knocks. That kid that's bumping the speakers. He just got the NIL deal. I love it. But
yeah,
unfortunately, they're running into a Clemson team that is getting absolutely zero respect. They had a good tournament run last year. They returned a ton of people.
They're going to go on a run.
They really are.
Yeah.
I think Clemson is a sleeper pick, and they're going to get, regardless of who you think's winning between Purdue and High Point, I think they win in the second round.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Purdue High Point.
High Point.
So, do we go High Point here?
Listen, that mean mug video I saw of that kid, they got I don't know if it was the tying basket or the go-ahead basket, and he just mean mugged the whole bench. Oh, it was so.
I'm going High Point.
I'm going High Point.
High Point.
They can fill it up. Purdue is 155th in defensive efficiency since.
Yeah, you know why?
First.
Do you know why?
Why's that?
Because they're huge. Backcourt guy went to the NBA.
Yep.
There's no Zach Edey there anymore. He gone.
Gone.
Didn't replace him with anybody of that caliber. And now you're not where you should be. I feel like that is a 4 that is very generous.
They do have Trey Kaufman-Renn, who was essentially Draymond Green last year for them, just doing like hustling and defense, and now he's putting up 20 a game.
Yeah, but I don't see it. Let's go High Point.
I'm with it. The only thing I can see killing us is what's his face?
Purdue.
Smith.
Purdue is going to kill us, but it's fine.
Well, yeah, probably. But Smith, the guard that they had last year with Edey, can absolutely light it up from 3.
The fight in Illini against whoever they end up with. I think it's Illinois here.
I think it is too. I don't really care if it's Texas or Xavier.
Yeah. How you feeling about Kentucky and Troy?
So Kentucky struggles
They do.
in the tournament, especially lately.
Yeah.
I saw them post on Twitter, like, really, ESPN? Because they showed all of their last horrible showings in the tournament, including the Jack Golke game last year. And then they put the Kentucky-Troy matchup with just question marks. Kentucky was not happy about that. I do think they get by Troy, but I don't really know why people are super high on Kentucky this year. I've been far higher on them in years prior. I really don't. I don't see.
We'll go Kentucky here. UCLA and Utah State.
The Jordan Love Bowl. I think I like Utah State here. I'm really impartial. This one's a coin flip to me.
Let's go Utah State for the heck of it, and then Tennessee Volunteers should win their first round.
Yeah, the only team that has even a chance to argue defensively with St. John's is Tennessee. Rick Barnes is becoming one of the best coaches. He is one of the best coaches in college basketball. I like Tennessee a lot. They're always, they put up they win by 30 in the first round every year, and then they have they're just kind of,
and then they struggle.
Struggle.
Moving back to the South for whatever reason it's in the South. Auburn and Louisville.
Well, this one's a little better at least. It's
it is.
Some of them are bad.
Yes.
Oregon and Arizona in the East. Montana.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Auburn should beat Louisville here. I think Auburn is. I know you're listening. I think they should. Give me one more round.
They should.
I don't think that's when they get upset. I think they get upset.
John Broome is one of the best players in the country. Auburn obviously has been touted as the best team pretty much all year, especially if Cooper Flagg is not playing. I think he will be. Especially if he's talking about
I think Auburn goes out in the round.
You heard him saying that? He might go back to college? It's asinine. Do not do that.
I love that.
He just rolled his ankle. Like,
I know.
that should scare you into not doing that.
Nah, the NIL money's too good, man. You can afford to do
I
that.
saw KG ask Paul Pierce what he would do, and he would be like, "We finish up this tournament, and then we're done with classes. We're pulling out of classes. We're pulling out of Duke. We're working out every day. That's what we're doing."
UC San Diego and Texas A&M.
I'd like to say San Diego keeps it going, but the Texas A&M matchup isn't like much of a
It's not
nightmare
great
as it
for
was
them.
for Michigan. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go A&M.
A&M moves on. North Carolina, Iowa State. I want to say it's Iowa State, but you want to say North Carolina badly.
I know I do. I really do want to say North
Just
Carolina.
do it. Just say North
All right,
Carolina.
let's do it, North Carolina.
All right.
I think
New
they get
Mexico.
hot, man. RJ Davis is a bucket.
New
I think
Mexico
they heard all
and
the
Michigan
disrespect.
State. I
Michigan
know
State.
they did. I know
Michigan
they
State.
did. It's Michigan State. I
Tom
know they
Izzo
did.
in fucking March.
I know.
He's gonna make it to the
Uh,
Sweet 16, and then from there we'll figure it out.
Florida and Connecticut in the West.
This is
Which
the
makes
best
no
game of the entire
sense.
tournament.
Yeah.
Out of anything that's on the board right now,
Yes.
this is the best game.
I don't disagree. I think Florida gets through.
I do too. It's going to be a really, really hard fought battle, and if they, honestly, I think this is their last chance to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a tough, an easier road after that. Maryland, Colorado State.
I know you didn't want Colorado State, so we'll go Maryland.
You could say Colorado State. You
No,
want
it's
to do
all
it?
good.
Let's
No,
just listen. At this point, YOLO.
Listen, this game
through.
is going to be the Neat Clifford Derek Queen matchup is one of the best matchups you'll see through the whole tournament. If we get this game, I can't wait. Classic
Let's
big
go.
man.
We go Colorado State, and then they have to play Florida, and they'll get dog walked.
Okay, done deal.
Drake and Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. As much as I
Yeah.
like Drake, Texas Tech is too deep.
It's way too deep.
Drake is slow. Like they have to
Yes.
they have to stop Texas Tech. They're gonna have no problem stopping Missouri. They can't stop Texas Tech. Somebody's gonna get hot.
100% agree. St. John's and Kansas. This should be St. John's. It's going to be a low-scoring game.
Low. It's gonna be like 62-56. Flo Rida's gonna.
I take St. John's there with the opportunity to upset in the next round. In the East, obviously we have Duke Baylor. I think Duke should get through Baylor.
I do
don't
too.
think Baylor's. This isn't the same Baylor we've seen in the past.
No.
So I take Duke there.
I really like
Oregon, Arizona.
Omir, but Duke will get through that.
Oregon, Arizona.
Arizona, they're more experienced. They got more depth. I think they have 3 or 4 guys that could beat you, whereas Oregon really has one.
I'm going to make you take Alabama over St. Mary's. So are we taking Wisconsin over VCU?
Yes.
So we're going Wisconsin and we're going Alabama because we're going to argue about Alabama, Wisconsin, and I know we are.
Yeah.
But that's fine. We can get there. Houston and Gonzaga.
Houston, this isn't the same Gonzaga. They'll get past Georgia, no problem. Houston's a different animal. That team is one of the most consistent teams in college basketball.
I think Houston is a trap for ones.
I don't know. I felt that way in
think they
years
get through.
past, but now I feel like
I think they get past Gonzaga. I am out on them. Obviously, we're taking Clemson over High Point here, like we mentioned in the last part. Clemson is High Point's good, but they're going to run into
really
Clemson.
Stopped Houston last year's foul trouble. But yeah, High Point. It's going to be fun while it lasts. It'll be awesome. They'll get a ton of coverage all week, and then Clemson is going to shut them down the week after.
Yeah.
Ian
Are we going
Shiflin
Kentucky?
is nasty. Chase Hunter is nasty. This kid, Ian Shiflin, was disgusting in the tournament last year for Clemson. I think he had 25 in the first round. So like he was unstoppable.
Illinois and Kentucky.
Kentucky, but I don't like it.
I want to say Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I do.
I do it. Let's do
I
it.
do. All right, let's do Illinois.
They lost
And
their
then I
guy to
think
the
Tennessee,
NBA last year that was really lighting it up, but
I think Tennessee takes Utah State.
also, do you know how to pronounce this, Archer? Because I don't.
I don't know
Kasparis
what are we doing.
Giacchionis.
No, no,
Not in my
I ain't gonna
bag.
pretend. Back at the South, a round of 16. We're down to Auburn, A&M, North Carolina, Michigan State.
Auburn,
You taking
Michigan.
A&M?
I think I'm
You
taking
taking Auburn?
Auburn. Yeah.
And we're taking Michigan State. We're taking a 1-2.
Yep. Well, let's just
In the
finish that
West.
out. Auburn or Michigan State.
All right.
I'm going Michigan State. I think this is where Auburn loses. I think they have a. I think they have a chance to lose in the second round and the Sweet 16.
I know you do.
But I definitely don't see them getting past Michigan State.
In the West bracket, we had Florida, Colorado State, Texas Tech, and St. John's. I'm going Florida and St. John's.
Yep.
And then what's your winner there? Are you going another 2?
I'll go St. John's, but I think Texas Tech. I think that game's going to come down to the wire. I think Texas Tech could outscore them.
Do you want to put Texas Tech in there?
St. John's is so good at defense, and Michael Donald was saying, he was like, if they don't turn you over, they're gonna make you take a shot you don't practice. Like, that's how good their defense is. You're never gonna get a clean look against them. But again, Texas Tech, so many guys on that team can get it done. Like, if there's any formula to get past that defense, Texas Tech might have it.
Yeah. Duke, Arizona, Wisconsin, Alabama. You're going Duke here? You think they keep the run up? You going Arizona?
I'm going Duke. I need to see what Cooper Flag looks like before I'm confident in that, but
that's all I'm saying. You hate my Alabama pick. I know.
I hate it.
They're 7 in the AP rank, and they're
I
3rd
know.
in the SEC.
Listen, I'm
they're
not
3rd
saying
in the SEC.
I'm not saying they're a bad team. They're just Mark Sears is one of the best prospects out there right now.
Okay, so hear me out. Phenomenal season, played really well, score 91 points a game. Like their average is 91.
But they give up 89.
They give up 81. It's a 10-point difference.
What I
mean, it's a buffer. I'm not saying take them. I'm not saying take the spread. I'm saying take them to win.
If they're hitting threes, nobody beats them.
They were 13-5 against the SEC, man. Like that's a tough. It's
and
not
two
like
of
they
those
were
losses
playing.
Are to Florida.
Yes, who they don't play here.
And I believe one is to
Wisconsin.
Auburn, who they're also not playing.
Right. If Florida and Auburn are taking themselves out, Alabama's road is a lot smoother. If you believe in the SEC and how good they were all year.
I'll take them over Wisconsin.
I appreciate that. All right. We got one more, the Midwest. Houston, Clemson, Illinois, Tennessee. I'm kind of buying the Clemson deal here, but you're going to want to go Houston, I have a feeling, because you like Houston.
I do like Houston, but for the sake of not having a bunch of 1 seeds in there, let's do it. Let's go Clemson.
I don't think we have a bunch of ones, do we?
We have a 2 and a 2, 1-2, 1-2 in the other bracket.
Okay. This one will be a 2 or a 6 because we have the Illinois and Tennessee.
I got Tennessee here.
That's totally fine by me. They're a good team.
Orange battle, Clemson and Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely orange battle. All right.
All right, let's go back up top. So we have Michigan State beating Auburn. Do we have Duke or Bama?
That's a great question. So I obviously have Alabama coming through. It depends on Cooper Flag. And I don't mean to put it all on one guy. But if they are not a complete team,
we don't know what he's going to look like.
They're a different team. If they're not the same team without him. And if Alabama's scoring 90 points a game and they don't have an answer, it's Alabama. but I will concede that Duke should, in theory, beat them.
Not
That's a lot of tough. It's a tougher. So Duke's matchups after round one is a tough Baylor team, a tough Arizona team, and then if they're unlucky, they get a high-scoring Alabama team. Like that's the gift of being the one seed here. Whereas Alabama's run is like Robert Morris and St. Mary's.
right.
It's like it's the 2 run is significantly easier in our bracket than the 1. We had tougher matchups in the 1. So if Duke is good, if they're healthy, I think Duke wins this match. So I will say Duke in this case.
Let's do it. So we got Duke, Michigan State in the South and the East. And then down here in the West, we have Florida versus Texas Tech. Florida's my national champion pick. I think they do get past Texas Tech. Most of the brackets I made look like this, or instead of Texas Tech, it's St. John's.
All right, we go Florida.
I'm with Florida. Orange matchup, Clemson versus Tennessee. As much as I like our Clemson run here, I think it comes to an end.
That's where it ends. Tennessee.
And then
so
we
gives
got
us
Shock.
our final 4.
1-2, 1-2.
1-2, 1-2.
Final 4, Michigan State, Florida, Duke, Tennessee. Michigan State versus Florida. 2 of the Blue Bloods.
It's Florida.
It's Florida, man. They have that backcourt is nasty for Florida.
This is what I had. I had Florida versus Alabama.
Clean it like 3
in my final.
The other night.
I know. I had Florida versus Alabama in my final, with Alabama avenging their losses, but we're here. I think that Duke wins this against Tennessee, which gives us a 1-1 matchup, which is not what everyone wants, but it's a for ratings, I think would be phenomenal. Also, 2 historically good programs, lots on the line, plenty of history. I will take Florida with you over Duke because I don't think Duke is going to win it.
I got them at plus 550 a couple weeks ago. I put $50 on them to win the title, and they're down to like 350 now.
I think it is a relatively high-scoring game. What's your final?
I had in my other bracket, I had Florida 77, and then I think it was Houston in that one, but it was 77, 71, I think was what I had.
I have 74-68 is what I wrote down for Florida.
So let's split the difference and go 75-69.
Nice.
That's what? 1.
All right. That's the bracket. That is the
154.
Great North Sports. Yeah. Great North Sports March Madness bracket. We'll keep you going with how it looks, because that's a heck of a bracket. We'll keep you appraised of how we're doing on the socials. Make sure to follow us on socials. Dubs, hit us with a quick one, a Stone Story, so we can get out of here.
Let's do it. All right, so I believe we're going to Florida. We're going to Florida. So, does it say what city? Tampa. Going to Tampa. Tom Brady. Florida man has been accused of setting fire to a strip club. Tampa police said that the gunman fired his weapon multiple times inside the empty Pink Pony Showgirls strip club in Tampa. I'm sure it's the same one that you've been hearing about on the radio. At around 5 a.m. The most important part of that sentence there was empty. Empty strip club.
It's empty. Okay.
I'm sure his head was not. I'm sure there was several voices in there. He could hear several people. Cops responded within minutes and apprehended the suspect as he was dragging brush into the burning structure. So, before cops got there, he's already shot guns off with nobody around, started a fire, and now he's dragging brush from outside to stoke said fire. Pictures from the scene showed smoke billowing out of the building. Officers say they retrieved a handgun from the suspect they named as Arvin Solomonpour, 29 after he was taken into custody. Tampa police say that when he was in custody, he complained he was thirsty and was given a water bottle by officers. Chugged the water bottle, pissed in it immediately. Cops come back to be like, hey, we're going this way. Piss bottle. You're blessed. Holy water. Sullivan-Poor is now facing charges of arson with injury, shooting within a building, weapon possession during a felony, battery on an officer, and criminal mischief. He also looks like Sacha Baron Cohen.
He's nice.
Piss ball. It's nice. Piss ball. Piss cannon. Fire crews shut down traffic around the venue during the blaze at the strip club and advised residents to avoid the area. One firefighter was injured during the incident. Police said the investigation remains active. Seems like it's a case closed thing. I just love that every Florida man has a GTA weapon scroll reel of nonsense. Like, yeah, I've got brush from outside.
What am I gonna pick?
Yeah, here's gasoline and a bunch of sticks I found in the woods across the street. Here's a piss bottle that I found.
It's just picking shit up. He's just picking things up. He's like, I'm going to throw this at you.
Top 5 answers on the board. Things you would find on Florida man's utility belt. Bottle of piss. Number 1.
Let us know. Let us know on X at Stone Stories or at Stone Sports Podcast on X.
I'll give you 4 right now. It's gasoline, machetes, meth, and piss. Those are the 4 locks for what's going to be on that.
Yeah, 100%. Board. That's it for us this week. We crushed through a bracket, filled a live bracket out. We had some laughs, had some fun. It's time for us to go to bed. Got to go to bed. Some of us have real day jobs until you guys.
Not me. I'm on vacation.
Except for Dubs. Dubs on vacation.
I'm on vacation.
Don't forget to check out Stone Sports Podcast on Twitch. My guy is streaming on a regular basis. Show him some love.
Close to affiliate.
If you're on Twitch,
so please
listen. If you're on Twitch, give him the support he deserves. Don't forget to share and like these videos. We got more content coming out.
Also, go on my Twitter and run up my tweet from today because it's doing numbers.
Is good. It's a goodie.
Fuck Brett Favre.
For sure.